and welcome to the next in the series of Agri-TechE's Back to the Future project. I'm here with Richard Bonn from Aethr, and we're going to be finding out what the next decade is going to hold from Aethr. So, Richard, hello, lovely to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks, Belinda.
So let's kick off. What does Aethr do? How are you aiming to improve sustainability, profitability of your clients?
So Aethr is an advisory business. So we are helping businesses to, first of all, kick off their sustainability strategies. If they already have strategies in place, we help them with delivery. But we're also now developing other solutions that can help businesses to both tackle improvements to the business, but also to manage risk, which is going to become a much bigger thing over the next 5 to 10 years.
Sure. So can we maybe roll back a decade? I mean, 10 years ago, the whole kind of ESG agenda seemed a bit more aspirational than practical. So what's driven this trend that's led you to set up Aethr?
So for the last 20 plus years, I've been running and operating fresh produce businesses. And from my perspective, it's only been in the last 4 or 5 years that I've actually seen the operational aspirations change. A large part of that was for the last 3.5 years, or for 3.5 years, was COO for a large berry business in the UK. They were owned by an ESG fund, and as part of my role, I set up and built their ESG framework. Now, what that means is all the carbon footprinting, all the environmental reporting, and what I then concluded at the end of that 3.5 years was that everybody was going to have to do this. At the moment, you only really see it done in large part by PLCs. And so where we're pitching our support is the SMEs, really up to around about 600 million turnover businesses. And we're working outside of agri-food, but the main part of our focus is agri-food businesses because of the complexity of both creating a strategy and delivering a strategy across quite complex supply chains.
Sure. And to achieve that goal of sustainability, what areas of our industry do you think are going to need more support in the next 10 years? Where are you expecting to be focusing your efforts with your clients?
I think a large part of our focus is agri-food, so agricultural businesses, farming businesses, because of the challenges of producing food with a reduced fossil fuel reliance. At the moment, farming is very heavily reliant on fossil fuels in terms of managing wastewater, in terms of managing biodiversity. There's some fairly complex challenges involved in doing that. And so where we're pitching our support is how businesses can transform effectively and implement, whether it's regen ag practices, whether it's water management practices. So we're helping businesses to find and work out what their priorities are, but we're also assisting businesses in finding the solutions. So we're working in partnership with various solution providers to help direct them to the right customers and clients at the right point.
Yeah, crucially at the right person at the right place in the right time for the journey of the business. So can you talk to me a little bit about the technology gaps that you would like to see filled to help your clients achieve the success that you're envisaging for them?
I think there's a large gap in terms of data. So whether that's data collation, data reporting, carbon footprinting, there's a lot of different options out there at the moment. But over the next 5 years, businesses are going to need something which is simple, easy to use, cost effective, and allows them to actually act on the information faster. Across technology, then across robotics, across the kind of data scanning of fields and visibility of what crops are doing is going to be massively important. And then into areas like biochemicals or pesticide and herbicide replacements. with fertilizer replacements, with biologically beneficial or biochemicals, is going to have a big impact to reduce carbon footprints, but also ensure that farms are still as productive as they are now.
Sure. And what would you say might be the role of governments and regulation and policy? Is there a role in achieving the success?
I definitely think there is. I think a lot of it comes down to incentivization. So whether that's incentivizing innovation, whether that's incentivizing change and adoption of certain practices. I do think at times that government probably helps to move the majority forward. There are always the trailblazers who will lead the market and will take a step forward. A lot of those people we're dealing with who want to get ahead of legislation and not wait for it to come, because fundamentally we feel that over the next 10 years, legislation is going to develop and put quite a burden onto businesses. And so you want to be ahead of that, because it's going to be quite painful to play catch up, or at least to keep track with things as they come through.
Sure. So can I ask you to just have a gaze in your crystal ball for a moment and just paint a picture for us, if you will, of what you would like to see the agri-food industry of 2034 looking like when you've worked your magic with your clients? What will the industry be?
I think by 2034, it'd be great to see that businesses have an absolute handle on exactly what they need to be doing to strive towards 2050. For a lot of businesses that we're working with, in their carbon roadmap is kind of halfway by 2035. So they should be at around about 50%, if not more, reduction on the carbon footprint. And they're adopting innovative processes to help to keep that on track. The longer we leave it, the more painful again it's going to be for businesses to achieve that net zero. So I would have hoped that there'll be a lot of progress also made on biodiversity improvement. I think a large part of that is probably biodiversity understanding before we even get to that stage. But certainly by that point, how agribusinesses can improve biodiversity without compromising productivity is going to be a key part of the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, look forward to not look forward to 2034. We don't want to wish our time away, but we look forward to reflecting on what these 10 years ahead. It's certainly a time of change facing our industry, and it's fantastic that you're around to help hold the hand of companies that are embarking or are on this really quite challenging journey.
Completely. Great.
Richard, pleasure to see you. Thank you so much, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Belinda.